The assignment that my students conducted was a 2-minute performance monologue piece. It asked students to think about and express, in the language of their own art practice, one of the most urgent questions of the 21st century: what constitutes home?
So I called the class Performing Home because we were looking at concepts of home through the lens of performance studies, through the lens of theater, film, and critical studies. Once this pandemic was announced, once the stay-at-home order was enacted, the meaning of home, gained another layer of significance.
In LS690, students are tasked to do a culminating interdisciplinary research assignment. I asked students to create a conceptual protest poster on a complex issue or social injustices that they care deeply about. In response to all the changes that took place, I came up with the idea that students could identify objects that represented a complex issue related to self-care during the global pandemic.
For this particular course, students were reading rigorous texts of various kinds of theories, really discussing them, unpacking them in groups, and thinking the whole time about how this can inform their own creative video project. Ultimately, the students are telling stories, whether it's their own personal stories or the stories of others. In the middle of a crisis, with limited resources and isolation, I'm really proud of the stories that my students told.